diligence refers to the process that a potential purchaser will undertake in assessing whether they might like to buy a business. So due diligence generally involves a physical inspection of the business and its assets, a review of the company's records, a legal review of the company's constitutional documents and its contracts, and a legal compliance check for all applicable laws, and generally also an accountancy review of the company's books and taxation position.
It's like an AA check for a business, really. It's just an overall health check. Have a look, see if there's anything seriously wrong that might affect the price or valuation, or the legal risks of the business. I think a good tactic in any negotiation is based on evidence and facts. So if there was a big price disparity, I'd want to know why, and I'd want to be able to present to the other party good valuation evidence and methodology, saying, well, we see this as a business that is of this model, and we see it as having these projected cash flows, and given the kind of business it is, that arrives at such and such a figure. And that's using other professionals, that's using probably accountants, and if it's an enormous business, you might be using investment bankers and so on. But it's about being able to present a good, cogent case as to why you've reached the price you have. Goodwill's just the idea that a customer who's been there before will come back, but that's quite valuable. And tied up in goodwill is things like brand, location, name, and customer lists and contacts, and all those kinds of things which bundled together mean that the business is likely to continue profitably, and it is valuable. And I guess when you purchase a business, you want to make sure that you're purchasing all of those things, customer lists, all of the intellectual property surrounding the business, and all those brand ideas, as well as the idea that the seller of the business won't set up shop next door and start doing the same thing again.
I think some good things to look for when you're looking for a business that has good growth potential is a business which has a clear target market and a specific plan of attack for how to access and exploit that market. You also want to look for a company which has highly motivated staff and motivated management team who are committed to leading the company into the future. You also want a company which has good growth potential from a financial perspective, so a company which is going to be able to fund growth either through cash flow or through its assets.
I guess the other thing is you want a company that's not in an overly crowded market, because if there's other competitors, then you're going to have difficulty expanding your market, and also a company that's got good systems in place so that when it does grow, it doesn't need to create new systems. Probably if you're selling a business, the key thing you want to do is to have it in pristine condition, but also have really robust records and information that you can present to a buyer so that they can make an informed decision about the value of the business.
Essentially, I would suggest that you imagine that you are the prospective buyer going in, about to carry out the due diligence. Look at it from their perspective. What would they like to see? They're going to want to see that all of your contracts are signed and dated and that you've got all of your ducks in a row.
Yeah.